Hey, all you weather geeks, it is weather for Weather Geeks time on this Tuesday. Before we get to the weather, let's talk about this eclipse later on tonight. Got a couple of questions about this. Unfortunately, this probably is going to be a close call for us in terms of clouds. But if you're an early riser, if you're into astronomy, cool things in the sky, and you want to see just in case the clouds cleared, this is going to start at about 4:17 a.m. Eastern, with the total eclipse starting at 6:27 tomorrow morning and lasting until 7:22. Now, the moon's going to be very low in our sky, almost ready to set as that total eclipse starts in the western sky. But check it out nonetheless. If we get lucky with the clouds, might be able to see this. Best viewing will be out over the Pacific, where the moon will be right overhead for them, and they'll see the entirety of the eclipse. Here in the Eastern Time Zone in the U.S., again, this is occurring right around moonset, so close call for us. But the farther south and west away from Youngstown you are, I think the better chance you have of seeing this, because there's a better chance of the clouds clearing out later on tonight. From Youngstown north and east, afraid the clouds are probably going to hang tough through daybreak tomorrow. So a close call, but something worth checking out nonetheless. All right, let's talk about what's going on right now. I'll bring up all our current information across the region. And down here across parts of Kentucky and southern Ohio in the enclosed area here, this is where the Storm Prediction Center is strongly considering, issuing a tornado watch here in the next hour. Any of these storms that emerge out of Indiana, head into Kentucky and southern Ohio, could have some rotation with them. So that'll bear watching. No threat for severe weather here. We'll just get some pretty standard issue showers pushing in over the next couple of hours, and we'll show you the timing of these in just a second. Temperatures this afternoon, fairly typical of October, early October. 62 at 2 o'clock in Youngstown, 65 in Newcastle, 62 Akron, Canton, 59 in Ravenna. And here we have some showers down closer to I-70, pushing east and northeast this afternoon. All right, so that's what's going on at about 2 o'clock. Let's talk about the future then, help you plan the rest of your day. You have something to do outdoors. Here's the latest high-resolution rapid refresh model, or the HRRR, we call it. HRRR, real high-res model. Often does really well in the short term. Here's the simulated radar a couple of hours after I record this, at about 4 p.m. Showers becoming a little more likely. Probably no heavy rain at this point, and notice perhaps some big-time storms down in southern Ohio at 4 o'clock. Skipping ahead to 6 o'clock. And this is when, I think we have the best chance of seeing some pretty good soakers out there. Might even be some thunder with this. Probably not much, but can be a little thunder with this, with more storms down in southern Ohio. After sunset, everything, I think, will start to become a little more scattered. So the steadiest rain likely around dinner time, 5, 6, 7, maybe as early as 4:30 in some spots. And then after sunset, here's 8 o'clock, everything becomes more showery, kind of off and on in nature, if you will. And then the back edge of this pushes through at about midnight tonight, maybe a couple of sprinkles or leftover showers at that point. Even though the rain's going to end as early as midnight at most spots, again, the cloud probably hanging tough, at least from Youngstown, north and east until tomorrow morning. Akron, Columbus, Mansfield, Zanesville, this area has a better chance of seeing that eclipse at about 6:30 is when 6:22, 6:25, 6:30 tomorrow morning is when the total eclipse is expected to occur. But again, the eclipse starts slowly but surely a couple of hours before that in the 4 o'clock hour tomorrow morning. All right, so clouds first thing tomorrow morning. Sunshine works in later. Pretty good Wednesday. As we head towards Thursday, this is when the forecast has been becoming kind of tricky. There's going to be a warm front that approaches from the south and west. It's going to only get so far north, and then its momentum is going to be stopped. The big question for us is, how far north does it get? If it comes a little farther north than this, we could be dealing with a period of rain late Thursday into Thursday night. GFS model, which I'm showing you now, has been pretty aggressive bringing the rain north until this run, the freshest run of this model. It sort of brings it up to about I-70, and then it kind of peters out the rain. Maybe there's a touch of rain or a little drizzle late Thursday night with this, but it's definitely backing off the idea that this becomes a steady rain, a washout towards the end of the day Thursday. And the other models have been sort of in that camp as well, that it's certainly going to cloud up Thursday. Could be a little rain towards the end of the day, but it's not going to be much. Better chance for steady rain is going to be in southern Ohio. This is Friday morning and midday. And again, with this front sort of lollygagging to our south, your chances for rain definitely increasing down towards I-70, down towards the Ohio River. We're going to have a small chance for rain here in the valley late Thursday night, Friday morning. But it's, not much to write home about. It won't be more than a little bit of light rain, I think. We'll continue fine-tuning that forecast, but at this point, it doesn't look like a big deal. And then whatever is here or tries to get up here, I think is out of here in time for high school football Friday evening. At this point, clouds, yeah, hanging tough, and I can't even rule out that especially south of Youngstown, there's just a touch of rain right around kickoff Friday, but it's a small chance. And then YSU's at home on Saturday. Looks like a chilly day, but a dry day on Saturday as high pressure builds in, and that high pressure zone will then slip off to the east for the second half of the weekend. Some of the modeling has been bringing showers back in Sunday afternoon. Not real confident in that. The current GFS, as you can see here, Sunday afternoon, brings it into South Bend and Indianapolis, maybe Cincinnati, but not here in Youngstown. Let's talk about long-range temperatures for a second. The models have been struggling with the long range, dealing with a lot of different things globally, including typhoons over in the Western Pacific. What do typhoons have to do with our weather? Well, it can have a lot to do with our weather. Typhoons that recurve in the Western Pacific can have downstream implications. The positions of ridges and troughs can change as a result of that typhoon moving in the Western Pacific, and the models in that kind of situation kind of a hard time timing up the ridges, the troughs in the atmosphere. Right now, models are pointing towards a pretty nice warm-up during the first half of next week. This is the 5-day temperature anomaly map for the morning of the 12th through the morning of the 17th. So roughly a week from right now and towards the end of next week. Looks pretty warm. Here's the GFS 16-day ensemble model temperature outlook. Pretty chilly through the end of the week. But then here's that warm-up. Now, this isn't going to be in the 80s. But you know, the GFS here does have us getting into the mid-60s, and this might be a little bit conservative. There might be a day or two where we make a good run at 70 during the first half of next week. In fact, last night's European model, here's the temperature graph, and apologies if this is a little hard to read, but last night's European advertised a couple of days right around the 13th and 14th, so in about a week, where we could get well into the 70s. Now, I don't believe that just yet, but I do think that a couple of days early next week could be pretty warm for October. You know, we might be looking at 70, 72 on a couple of occasions early next week. So stay tuned for that. Again, the uncertainty is kind of high in the medium and long range. That's today's weather for Weather Geeks. Thank you for watching. Stay dry if you can this evening. I'll have the latest radar and all the latest information tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11.